What's up, Diabadass fam? It's your boy Percy Robinson coming at you with another smash hit video. Now I know I'm not in the kitchen, but I am in the car and we are headed to the store. What are we going to get, you may ask? We are going to get some more portobello mushrooms. And I don't want to hear you say, Percy, you did portobello mushrooms last week. Yes, I did portobello mushrooms last week, but I got something special. We're gonna do portobello mushrooms and we're going to put them in nachos. So it's going to be the same type of portobello mushrooms, but we're gonna do different ingredients. So I want you guys to sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride, and I'll see you on the other side. Roll the intro. Okay, Diabadass fam, we are back at it again. So I'm in the car, as you can see. I'm trying to get psyched up because you all know how much I hate going to the store. So I'm playing my favorite jams and cruising through the town, feeling good. Again, getting psyched up because I hate going grocery shopping. I don't know what it is about grocery shopping, but it gives me so much anxiety. I wanted to take you guys on a journey with me because it was such a beautiful day outside. And I don't know, I just wanted you guys to catch in the nice little scenery. Family, we're in front of the Nugget right here, out here in Vacaville, and we are going to be grabbing a few essentials that we need. I'm just shopping for all the stuff that I need for this recipe. I'm not going to be going and shopping for anything else but that, so stay tuned. As we walk up to the store, I'm just gathering all the ideas in my head on what I want to grab and how I'm going to make it. So my first stop is I'm going to grab some of the portobello mushrooms. So I went to the mushroom section. Okay, family, I know it's expensive, but there's other stores that you can go to and grab portobello mushrooms. But yeah, we're just gonna grab just a few of these. So it's $6.99 a pound. I love cooking with mushrooms because it's really good for your gut. It's great gut health. So it's something you want to add to your repertoire. So we're gonna make our own Pico De Gallo. Pico De Gallo is one of my favorite types of salsas. It's one thing that you can add different types of elements to it and make it your own. I like to add the cilantro with the tomatoes, and some people don't like to use jalapeno peppers, but I love adding jalapeno peppers to my Pico De Gallo. Now I like to use lime for the Pico De Gallo. The lime works, it helps put all the flavors together with the tomatoes, the onions, and the jalapeno peppers and the cilantro. It blends everything together. So the only thing that I'm not going to be making homemade is going to be the cheese because I don't have time for all that. I will be making a video on how to make vegan cheese, so make sure you stay tuned for that one. So I'm going to be adding, actually one of my favorite, it is a little bit expensive, this is why I do make my own cheese. It's about $6.99 for a little jar of this. So we're gonna be doing the nacho one. This one's the spicy blanco. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a blend of the nacho and the spicy blanco. I'm gonna do like a pepper jack. And I'm going to do a cheddar style cheese as well. So I wanna do like a creamy cheese, but I want to have that illusion of having regular cheese spread on top. So it's cheese all the way through every single bite. That's super important. Like I said in my jackfruit video, if you haven't seen that, check it out right now. It's probably, well, not right now, finish this video, but check out the jackfruit one as well. You want to have cheese and everything else on every single bite. You want to have food on every single bite of your chips. No plain chips. Remember that.
So at this point, I felt eyes on me, so I had to rush through because we did end up getting kicked out because we couldn't film in the store.
Now the other key to a good nacho is a good chip. You want a chip that is strong and sturdy, but actually crispy to the bite. So you don't want to get no cheap type of chips where it'll break off every time you pick it up to take a bite. So we're gonna look for a strong, sturdy chip, the chip that I always use. I can't find it right now, but we will. You can never go wrong with this brand right here. I've used this plenty of times in the past. It's an actually good corn chip to use. So I'm gonna buy 2 of them because everything that I make, my family just tears apart. Even though they claim they don't eat vegan, they do. Okay, Diabadass fam, we are back from the store, and like you've seen, we got all the ingredients that we needed to make these portobello mushroom nachos. I'm telling you, you guys do not want to miss this. So let's go ahead and get started.
So before I get anything started, I'm going to make the Spanish quinoa. Not the Spanish rice, but the Spanish quinoa. It's gonna be the same steps as making rice, but we are just using quinoa instead. The quinoa is going to cook while we're making everything else. So by the time we're done, the quinoa is done. That's how fast this recipe is. And if you haven't already, go ahead and check out, I'm actually gonna put the link in the top. It actually takes you step by step on how to make the Spanish rice and the Instapot. You do not want to miss that one. So I'm just adding the grain, and what I'm doing is I'm just giving it a nice toast. And then once it's nicely toasted, I'm going to add the tomato sauce. Just 1 can of the tomato sauce will be good for this amount. It's about 2 cups of quinoa, 4 cups of water. Once I got the onion, the quinoa, and the tomato sauce nicely mixed in and infused really well, I'm going to add 2 cups of just regular water. And then after that, I'm going to put my tomato bouillon in there. And then I'm going to put warm water into the measuring cup. It's gonna be another 2 cups. So that warm water is gonna help dissolve it, and boom, just like that. And you're good to go. Set it and forget it. So now we're going to use our portobello mushrooms. I think at this point I used about 5 portobello mushrooms. I'm going to take the stems off of them, but I'm still going to use the stems. This way I can cut the top parts of the portobello mushrooms easily. So I'm starting off with the stems, putting the ends to the side, and then I'm going to gently slice each piece. It really doesn't matter. You can actually cut them into smaller pieces if you want, but I'm going to be cutting this to marinate them in the bag. Now I know this seems like a lot of mushrooms. What they're gonna do is once you cook them, they're going to shrink a lot. So it's not going to be as much as you're cutting up right now. That's why I am cutting up a whole lot, because like I said, this stuff doesn't last in the house. So use your discretion. Now that I got all the mushrooms cut up the way that I want them cut up, I'm going to put them into the bag and get them ready to be seasoned. And this is actually my favorite part. So now that I got all the mushrooms in the bag, I'm going to add a little bit of olive oil. This is just going to help the seasoning attach itself to the mushrooms. And then I'm gonna add some chili powder. This is some Mexican spicy chili powder. Actually gives it that kick that it really, really needs. And I'm gonna give it a few dashes as well. And you cannot forget about the cumin. Like I said in several videos, a little bit of cumin goes a long way. This is a very powerful and strong seasoning. Now I like to use the smoked paprika, A for the color and B for the taste. It's going to trick your taste buds into the illusion of meat. I mean, these mushrooms already are pretty meaty, but the smoked paprika really sets it off. And then I'm going to add some onion powder, a few dashes there, some garlic powder as well. And ladies and gentlemen, you can use whatever type of seasonings that you like. These are just the flavors that I like. And then I'm going to add a little bit of liquid smoke. Now what you want to do is you want to close the bag up with the air in it. And what it's going to do is going to make everything loosen, make it move around really well. I like doing this because it helps infuse all of the flavors. And then I am going to take all the air out, and then I'm just going to give the mushrooms a nice massage all the seasonings inside. And then I'm going to put in the refrigerator for about an hour or two, and we're good. So we're going to start making the Pico De Gallo. So I am going to slice a white onion. I'm gonna use the same onion that I use to make the rice or the quinoa with. And I'm just gonna make just little cuts, just like this. And be careful, these onions will make you cry. But that's the beauty of it, right? And then we're just gonna go with our knife and just slice and dice it into small little pieces. And once we get it to the consistency that we want, we are going to transfer it into a bowl, just like that there. And then the cilantro. Man, cilantro, I don't know about you, but cilantro just smells and tastes amazing. I mean, this is like one of my favorite plants. And I'm just gonna slice into little pieces, just like that. The smaller, the better, ladies and gentlemen. And then we're going to transfer it over. We're not gonna mix anything in. We're just going to transfer it over into the bowl, just like that. And then on to the tomatoes. We're gonna do the same process, make small little slices, and then turn it around, make other small little slices. And just like that, you're good to go. Leave something in the comments. Let me know if you like fresh Pico De Gallo or you store by your Pico De Gallo. There's no judgment here. I just want to check the temperature in the room, just see where we're at. I like my Pico De Gallo fresh with the fresh ingredients. I just don't like it sitting, days at a time. So what I'm going to eat is what I prepare. So I'm just gonna slice up my jalapeno. As you can see, the little seeds, I'm trying to separate the seeds from the skin. Just like that there. And then I'm just going to slice and dice it into little pieces. I just use one jalapeno for this. You can use two, doesn't really matter. It all depends on how spicy you want this Pico De Gallo. And then once I got pretty much everything, I'm just gonna take my hand, just don't worry, my hands are clean. And I'm just going to mix everything in, just make sure everything is nicely infused. Just like that there. But we're not finished yet. Remember when I told you at the store, the most and main ingredient is the lime. Limes are really good for you. So basically, I'm just massaging it, getting all the juice ready. So when I do squeeze it into this container, it's going to be nice and juicy. For the amount of Pico De Gallo that I made, I am going to squeeze the whole lime, so the two halves, and we're good. But you know me, I'm super extra. So, once the juice is completely inside, I'm going to mix everything around just like that there. And doesn't that look amazing? But you know what? Don't forget the chili lime sauce or the seasoning. I don't know what it is about this seasoning that just drew me to it, but I just can't get enough of the flavors. If you don't have it, look for it because it tastes so great, especially in Pico De Gallo. This is something you definitely can't get from the stores. Well, this type of Pico De Gallo. Our mushrooms are done marinating, so I got the skillet nice and hot. Added some oil to it, some olive oil to it. And like I said, they're going to cook down, they're going to shrink, so don't even worry about it. Now this is a little trick that I picked up to see if the skillet is hot. Just drizzle a little water over it, see the little sizzle bubbles. We done. We ready to start cooking. So let's start putting our portobello mushrooms. Now these don't have to cook for that long. Just give them a nice little sear. Mix everything around and you are good to go. So once everything is nice and cooked, we're going to transfer it over to our little bowl. Doesn't matter what type of bowl, or just transfer it over to a bowl. And then we are going to add just a little bit of salt. I'm adding some Himalayan salt. Just a few dashes, a few pinchfuls, put the little Salt Bay action going on. And then I'm gonna give it a nice mix everything around, and you are done. This is done, ready to be served, and push it off to the side. So now we're gonna start dressing up our bowl. Your bowl doesn't have to be as fancy as this. I just, I'm doing it for the gram, baby. But anyways, like I said, everything has to be on every chip. So I'm doing this by layers. Get your own system. I'm just doing the wet cheese first. Then I put the portobello mushrooms. Then I put the regular cheese. And then so on and so forth. and this is how you build. I said this once and I'm going to say it one more time. Make sure that when you are preparing food for someone, make sure the presentation looks amazing. Not only should it taste good, but it should look good. That person should look at that plate and say, man, you really put your everything into it. I guess what they said, the old folks back in the day said, you really put your foot in this. So yes, you want their eyes to be like, whoa, this is amazing.
All right, you guys, welcome back. Welcome back, baby. Now, wasn't that amazing? Anyways, like I showed you guys, this recipe is real simple. It's easy to make for your kids, your husband, your boyfriend, etc., etc. Whatever your living situation is, it is an easy recipe to make for the people that you live with. We'll keep it at that. But anyways, you already know what time it is. It is the end of the video. So I'm gonna go ahead and say this. If you eat good, you live good, and you feel good. And don't forget to tune in, tell a friend, and subscribe. Peace.